Hello there. Well, did you remember to change your clocks overnight? If you're not living in the UK, it probably doesn't affect you, but here in the UK, on the last Saturday of October, we change our clocks back an hour, and it's easier than in the spring when we put it forward an hour. At least if we've got the time wrong, we have time to correct it. But it's because of the change in the seasons and because the nights and the evenings get so dark. Some people don't agree with the logic of it, but there we are. And it made me think about light and how important light is for us. And it's much more important for me now than it used to be. I used to live in the south part of London, where there are street lights everywhere. And I had never lived in a part of the country where you could go outside a town or a village and the darkness was so complete. And I'm very grateful for the modern development of the mobile phone having a light on it, because I never really remembered to have a torch with me. I remember being given a little torch that hung on your keyring, but the battery in it didn't last very long, and it wasn't a very bright light at all. We need light when it's dark, and this world seems to be increasingly dark. We are surrounded by darkness, by a fog of weird thinking, of new thinking. We're surrounded by a fog of new age thinking. We're surrounded by a fog of people believing all sorts of different things. And many of them are not happy if we disagree with them. We live in a lot of darkness. And this lovely verse in Psalm 119, which I'm sure you're very familiar with, number 105, Thy word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. Thy word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. And it gives us a picture of a person walking in complete darkness. And the road is uneven. Maybe there are pit holes in it. You know, we suffer a lot from holes in the road, and in the evening we need the lights on the front of the car so that we can avoid the holes, so we don't damage the car. When you're moving in complete darkness, you need light. And in this dark world in which we live, our light is the Word of God. Our light, the lamp of the Lord is our light. The Word of God is the light. We should let that light fall on everything that we think about, everything we decide to do. Before we make a decision about anything, we should let the light of the Word of God shine on that decision, on every aspect of it, even on the person persuading us to make that decision. We are people of the light, and we need to live in the light. There's another verse in Psalm 119, verse 128, which says, Therefore I direct my steps by all your precepts. I hate every false way. The light is to show us the way. The light is to show us what's in front of us so that we don't stumble. The light is to keep us safe. The light is good for us. The light is not negative. The light is positive. Many people think that the Bible is negative because the Bible does tell us quite clearly that certain behaviours and certain things that people do are not right, and they lead to disaster. They lead to problems. It's all here in this book. This book is like a car manual for the car. You know, when you get a brand new car, you should read the car manual so that you know how everything works, so that you know how to make the most of the vehicle that you've got, so that you know how to maintain it, so that it lasts a long time and you don't have to pay for repairs and things. You know how to use the radio, how to change the clock. I've got to change the clock in both the cars, and they change differently. Otherwise we'll be too early everywhere we go if we don't change the clock. But the light, this book is like God has given to us as a manual by which to live our lives, so that we live our lives to the maximum we could ever live them to, as Jesus said, so that we could have life and have it abundantly. And Jesus, of course, is described in John 1 as the light. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. Jesus is the living word. This is the written word. The book is the written word. Jesus is the living word. And just like the written word is a lamp to our feet, the living word is a light in our darkness. John says a lot about that. He says that the light came into the darkness, and those whose deeds were evil didn't come to the light. They didn't want the light to shine, so that their errors could be revealed and they could change for the good. John 1:9 says, the true light that enlightens every man is coming into the world, was coming into the world. The light, your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. And I have to say, we are foolish. We are beyond foolish to ignore something that the word says that highlights an error in the path we're walking along, because it won't get better, it'll only get worse as we deviate from the path that God means us to tread, because we're ignoring the word. We go a different way, we go our own way, we go the world's way, we go a way off, and then the light. If why would you have a light to show you the safe way and then ignore it and go the dangerous way? It's my thought for the day. Pursue it today. Think about this wonderful verse and the wonderful provision of God. God has never asked us to do anything we're not capable of. He's equipped us. He's given us light to live by. See you tomorrow. I hope so. Bye-bye.